Good morning. Um, Happy Wednesday. Yeah, yeah. I'm getting confused. We're supposed to have somebody out today to put some gutters up, and I don't know, for some reason I just we'll see. Yeah, I just said that. Actually, we're supposed to come Thursday, and so I kept thinking today was Thursday, and then I got an email from them saying that they weren't coming. They couldn't come this week, but they come next week. And I thought, well, that was very rude to tell me the day of that you aren't coming. And then I realized, well, it's actually Wednesday. Wait, is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. So, yeah. So I guess, the weather with so much rain and all, the persons putting on the gutters is the people that did our roof. So I think some of their roof work got postponed, which is certainly understandable given the so much rain yesterday. Crazy amount of rain, at least here. Um, I was shopping and it wasn't even raining where I was, but by the time I got home, it was just a downpour. So much for that. And I'm gonna have to spend today trying to find a possum in the side yard. So we have there used to be a side porch on the house. There still is like an overhang for where the porch was, but at some point, some lunatic stuck a greenhouse on the side of our house. This was the 70s. Don't ask me what he was growing in that greenhouse, but it was in pretty bad shape when we moved in. Glass missing and broken, and um, at that point, trying to source all of that stuff and everything was just seemed like a terrible idea. And we really had no plans to use it for anything. So I had someone come and take it away. Um, so we have this side porch area that has a brick, like a little brick patio. Um, and we frequently let the dog out there because it's kind of enclosed. And there's a fenced area that we had put in, but it's small and it's contained and you can really see everything. So at night, we have a lot of, even though we live right in the heart of town, there are so many critters around here. It's amazing. So we let her out in the side yard so we can keep an eye on her so she doesn't come across anything. We've had her come across skunks and various things, which were not very pleasant. And always seems to happen at like midnight, right? Um, so she went out this morning early. My son took her out. Good morning, Ruth. And there was a possum like hanging out right by the side of the house. And I had noticed that a few times when I take her out at night, that she'll linger in this one area. So I think somebody has set up residence, and I'm going to have to see if I can move them. I certainly, even though skunks really aren't bad either, except that they'll spray you, but um, possums are actually really very helpful. They eat a lot of ticks and bugs. Um, they look kind of creepy, but they're really not anything you have to worry about. Except you don't want to have them right next to your house because your dog might go crazy and eat them or something. But um, so I guess that's my job for today is varmint relocation. Um, I don't think they're particularly interested in chickens, which is good. Um, But this house, I think, we have a long history of possums here. I've seen them. Dave set up a game camera at one point in the yard because we had a suspicion that there was just a lot going on after we went to bed. And as it turned out, there really was lots of deer running around in the backyard, even though there's like a 6-foot fence around the backyard. Deer get in. Uh, and possums. We've seen possums chugging along. And the first time I saw one was when we were buying the house. We were keeping an eye on the owners because the people that own this house. I don't know if you guys. Well, you guys certainly. I'm sure you've seen it. There's that area on 95 when you're going through that sort of swamp area between Newark and Wilmington. And you used to be able to see a big junkyard from the road, a big, salvage junk, whatever. Well, those are the people that owned this house. So you can imagine what this house looked like. It was full of junk. Every room, every hallway, just stuff, right? So we were concerned because there was no movement at all, and we were getting very close to closing. And we thought, uh-oh, they're going to walk away and leave all their junk. We're going to be in trouble. So we were coming home one time. We drove around the back of the house, and I saw a possum going up the fence, crawling in there. And then we also saw the 18-wheeler that they had backed into the yard up by the back of the house. And they had come out of the door. There's a second-story door that goes to a balcony. And they were throwing things off the balcony into the bed of the container of the 18-wheeler. So they did get most of the junk out, the majority of the junk. They left. There was an enclosed porch, and that was why we were concerned, because they never used the front door. They never used the front porch, so we never saw anybody coming and going, and we always thought, we didn't know what was going on. So they did leave the enclosed front porch full of mainly paint cans. So many paint cans, like floor to ceiling paint cans. And I don't know where they came from because nobody had painted in this house for years. So there you go. So that's my story about possums and paint cans. There's no point to this story, except maybe be kind to a possum if you see one in your yard. Don't be scared. They're more scared of you than you are of them. I'm not sure what we're going to do about this guy. I have to see if he's living there. I might have to wait till tonight, try to trap him, and then move him somewhere. I'm not really sure. We'll see. But like everything else, everything just wants to live, right? But I don't necessarily want them to live here. So I might try moving him to the back of the yard, see if he'll find a place there. I have a suspicion that one of the projects we did this spring was working on, we have a little shed in the back, and I think perhaps in sealing that up and fixing the roof and doing all the things that we did there, we may have disrupted some sort of ecosystem that was going on back there. So some guys that lived there maybe had to find a new place. So they've moved up front. But hopefully they can find another home. We'll see. All right. Well, I don't know. There's probably a lesson there somewhere. Let's do some yoga, some asana. Relax the shoulders and breathe. One more deep breath, and then bring the chin down toward the chest. Let the head hang. Relax the shoulders. And then move the head around. Big circle. One way, and then the other. Lean forward and move around. One way and the other. Back up to your seat. Bring the arms wide. Take a deep breath and then exhale, bringing hands together. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers. Lift the arms. We're gazing up. And then arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Once more. Lifting up. Right hand down by your side. Reach across. And switch. Back up, lift the shoulders, roll back. And forward. Right hand on left knee, sit up tall, take a twist. Back to center, switch sides. And back to center. Tabletop. Sit back on the heels. Back to tabletop, then downward dog. Walking the feet up. Breathe. Rising up slowly. Standing tall. Deep breath in and out. Maybe roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Drop the knee, arms overhead. Hands to the mat, step back. Downward dog. Inhale, forward to high plank. Lower down. Inhale, lift, head and chest. Lower. Inhale, lift. Lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Moving back up. Tabletop, downward dog. One more breath in. Exhale, stepping up with the right foot. Arms overhead. And then hands down to the mat. Back foot steps up. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Hands back by your sides. Breath in and out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back. Arms overhead. Hands down to the mat. Step back. Downward dog. Moving to high plank. Then lower down. Inhale, lift. Head and chest. Lower. Lifting up. And lower. Once more. Lifting up. And lower down. Tabletop to downward dog. breath. Then left foot steps up. Arms overhead. And hands to the mat. Back foot steps up. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, arms high. And back to your mountain. Breath in, breath out. Lift the shoulders again. Move them around a little. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back with the left. We're going to press down to rise up. Arms overhead. Warrior one. Take a breath here, and then move to warrior two. Right arm extends, left arm behind. Relax here. Inhale, flip. That right hand, lift it up high. One more breath, and then bring that right arm down. Left shoulder pulls back. Lift the arm. Moving back up. Warrior two. And then release the hands. Straighten the knee, turn the foot. I just realized that I have the shirt on inside out. Isn't that funny? There's supposed to be a pocket here. What are you going to do? Hands at the waist. Take a deep breath. Fold forward. Hands down by the feet or on the mat or on the floor, whatever you want to do. Breathe. Rising back up. Use that, strengthen the legs. Breath in. Breath out. Facing the front, we've got the right leg out, left leg back. Interlace the fingers. Drawing the shoulders back. Take a deep breath. Fold forward. Let's come up about halfway. Keep the hands behind you. We're going to shift the weight into that right leg and then lift up. See how balanced you feel today. If you need to set down, try again. Go for it. And then when you're ready, set the foot down We're going to rise back up, back foot meets the front, arms overhead, back to mountain. Take a breath. Inhale, lift, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Stepping back with the right. Press down with both feet. Lifting up. Warrior one. One more breath. Moving to warrior two. Steady gaze. Shoulders relaxed. Right? You don't want them up here, you want them down here. See, I even went lower when I think about it. Inhale, flip that left hand, lift up. But sometimes you think you're in one place, you're really in another. One more breath. Bring that left arm down. Pull the right shoulder back. Right arm extends. Breathe. And then back up. More breath. Release the hands, straighten your knee. And shift the feet around a little. So we're facing the side of the mat. Hands at the waist again. Take a deep breath. And fold forward. Do what you want here. You could walk the hands back. You could use a block. If you want. Resting your head. Whatever feels like the best thing for you today. Hands to the waist. Rising up. Breath in. And out. And then let's walk the feet in. So we're about shoulder width. Hands together. Bend the knees and lower down. Nice and upright here. So if you have a block, you could set it behind you. So you could sort of rest on it, or it also gives you kind of a frame of reference. So you may be a lot further forward than you think. If you can touch the block, then you're pretty sure that you're more or less upright, or more upright anyway. And then we're rising up. Release the hands. Turn. So we got left foot facing, well, both feet facing, but left foot in front, right foot further back. Squeezing everything together here with the upper arms and then fold forward. Rising up about halfway, keep the hands behind you. Shift the weight into that left side and then see about lifting the right leg. Find your balance. Maybe you were just lifting up a few inches. That's fine. Just finding that steadiness, wherever that might be today. And then set the foot down, rising up, back foot steps to the front, arms overhead, and then hands back by your side. Breath in and breath out. Let's do a couple more balance. So we've got left foot, standing on the left foot. We're going to bring the right foot in for your tree, whichever version of that works for you. Try to keep that right knee rotated out to the side as much as possible. Nice and upright, steady with the gaze. Maybe extending the arms if that's where you're at today. Might not be, and that's okay. We're just trying to find our balance point. Some days it's going to be harder to find than others, right? But don't fight with it. Don't struggle. Just do what you can and don't worry about it. Set the foot down. Switch. So we're standing on the right. Steady. Maybe extend. Whatever you got here. And don't worry about it, right? A lot of times, balance is a source of frustration for us. We've been walking for a lot of years. Why can't we balance? Why can't we do this? I don't know. I can't explain it. But sometimes we can't. I think something's up with my connection. No, maybe it's back. I don't know. We might have just had a little pause there. If so, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We did the right side and the left side. Let's do, we're just going to step out into Warrior 3. Let's do that. Hands together. Take a breath. And then we're stepping out with the left foot to start. Shifting here and lifting. So find what works. Moving smoothly. And then setting your foot back down. We'll switch sides, hands together, stepping out with the right, and lifting up. Steady with your balance and your breath. If you have to set down, just give it another try. And then set the foot back down. Back foot steps to the front, arms overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in and breath out. Coming back up, top of the mat, arms overhead, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back. Downward dog. Come on forward to high plank. And lower. Head turns right, arms by your side. Head to center. We're going to set up for Cobra. Got hands resting on the mat. Just about chest height. Squeeze the elbows together. Shoulders squeeze together as well. Tops of the feet rest on the mat. And then we're just going to start lifting up head and chest. Hover the hands. And lower down. Head turns left, arms by your side. Head back to center. Let's set up for Sphinx. So we've got arms out in front. Resting on the forearms and elbows. Elbows are right underneath the shoulders. We're going to kind of pull back with the shoulders, right? Gazing forward. Tops of the feet are resting on the mat. Breathe. You can always, if you feel particularly flexible, you could lift up into seal for a bit. Your choice. And lower down. So the way we hold the poses, again, is completely up to you. If you are feeling like we're holding a pose a little too long, then feel free to come back down. The times are basically, they're kind of a suggestion. They're like what seems like a good one, right? And I think, in this format, a lot of what I'm doing is what works for me today. That may not be where you're at today. So maybe you want to do less, or maybe you want to hold a little bit more. Maybe you want to throw in an extra pose. I don't know. But it's up to you, and it's fine whatever you choose. Come on back down. Just rest. One hand on top of the other. Set the chin down or the forehead, and let's relax. A few breaths. And then let's have both arms out in front. And we're going to set up for bow pose. So you could do full bow, which is both hands behind you, right? Oh, I'm going to show you. Okay. I can do that. So we've got hold of the feet or the knees. We're bringing the knees close together. And then we're lifting up. Right? That's full bow, which you're welcome to do. I'm going to cue half bow. Right? It's a little more accessible. So we've got right knee bent, grabbing a hold of the foot. Left arm is out. And then we're going to lift up the body. Maybe lift up the knee a little, pressing down with that left arm. Release it. Take a few breaths. And then switch sides. Catch hold of the left foot. If you can't grab the left foot, maybe you can get the heel, or maybe you can just reach back like you're almost there, right? That's fine. Lifting up. Breathe. And lower down. Take a few breaths again. And then arms out in front. We're going to roll onto one side, right? I'm on the left side because that's how it works to face the camera. But whichever side you're on, it's fine. You can have arm extended. You could have it resting on the hand. Top leg, we're going to bend the knee. And then maybe extend the leg. So maybe you're holding on to the leg, maybe the ankle, maybe you can catch the toe. Balancing here. If you feel very unsteady, maybe bend the knee a little, that bottom knee, to give you a little more stability. And then bending the knee again, extend the leg. And we're going to roll onto the other side. Same thing here. Bending the top knee. Finding whatever works on this side. And breathe. Bend the knee. Set the leg back down. And then we're going to scoot over. I'm off the mat. So we're on our backs on the mat. Get yourself set up here so you feel comfortable. Bend the knees, soles of the feet to the mat. Right ankle up on top of the left knee. You might stay here if that hip feels tight. Or if you have some room, we will draw that left thigh in towards the chest. Setting down, switch sides. And then whatever you did on one side, we'll want to do the same on the other. And both feet back down to the mat. We're going to set up for bridge. So, you can always do supported bridge. I'm going to do regular bridge, but it's your choice, right? What do you feel like you need today? So you've got heels back, close to the body. Feet are about hip width apart, not too wide, but not right close together either. Hands by your side, palms resting on the mat. And then we're going to press down with the hands and the feet, lifting up the body. Lowering back down. Let's bring soles of the feet together. Knees apart. Relax and breathe. Bring your knees together. Walk the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Knees bump to the center. Arms out to a T or goalpost arms. And then we're starting to lower both knees over to the right. The feet stay where they are. So it's a twist, kind of an uneven sort of twist. Back to center and then move into the other direction. And then back to center. Bring the knees into the chest. Let's rock a little side to side. Maybe we'll make some circles with the knees. One way and the other. Then extending the legs straight up. When you're ready, lowering down. And find a comfortable place to relax here as we move into Shavasana. Keep the breath moving through the body. Find that center, right? That peaceful center. That center of peace, of steadiness, of calm is unchanging. It is everlasting. It will carry you through everything and anything. Pardon me. So our body is finite, right? We know this. Our body can break. It can become ill. Um, there are a lot of things that can happen to our body over time. The same thing with our mind, right? We can um, really get sorry. See, my body is giving out on me, my throat. Um, but our mind too, right? Our mind is unreliable. It tells us stories. It confuses us. Um, we get different information, and we think one thing one day, one thing something else. People, will tell you all different things, and you know, how do we know, right? How can we tell what's true? So we look within, right? The spirit, that self, big S, self, right? The self that we all share, we're all part of. We all have pieces of us, of it within us. Um, that universal self. It won't steer you wrong. So if you aren't sure what the right thing is, meditate on it a little. See what vibrates with you, right? I love the word resonate, right? So people say, like, well, this thing resonates with me. It's quite literally what happens, right? When you come across something that is of truth, that is of value, it will vibrate with you, right? You will be in sync with that. You will feel it in your bones that this is the right thing. If you don't feel that way, that doesn't mean it's a terrible thing. It just means it may not be big T truth, right? It might be little t truth. Um, It's important for us, though, to listen to that feeling. Um, Listen to the vibration. Don't don't let whatever's going on up in here overtake what's going on down here. This is going to guide you, right? Follow your heart, they say. And by heart, I don't mean, you know, maybe some infatuation you have or some, some cute guy down the street. I mean that internal voice. Um, in the Quaker tradition, they call it the small, still voice. Maybe other people call it conscience. Other people call it spirit. Other people call it God. Um, it's so many things and so many names for really the same thing. But it is the ultimate truth. If you are unsure, that's going to point the way. Um, and there can be no progress without that. There can be no success without that. You might feel like there's success. And certainly we see many people in the world that look like they're doing very well. They look successful. They may have risen to positions of power, doing terrible things, doing things that are hurtful and wrong, right? Don't don't be fooled by that. Don't believe that what they're doing is right. Um, the ends never justify the means, right? Um, Something that appears to be a good outcome that came from a bad beginning, that came from terrible um, actions, it can never be good. It might look good on the outside, but it's like an apple that's so shiny, but in you cut it open, it's just rotten, right? There is no substance. There is nothing of value or um, sustenance, right? You can't survive on that. Um, and it's not sustainable. I mean, we see it over and over, right? That these people rise and then they fall because there's nothing to them. They're just like a big shiny apple with a lot of rot inside. So don't be fooled. Don't allow the shininess to attract you, right? Listen to what your heart is telling you. Listen to what your soul is telling you. And make those choices. Right? Choose things that are in alignment with your beliefs, with your ethics, with your what you know to be true. Um, these are universal. Right? We know these. The yamas, the niyamas, they are universal. They are not optional. They are not okay, except when I don't feel like following them. Ah, sorry, that's not how it works. Um, and while we may not expect everyone to know about the yamas and the niyamas, that may be unrealistic, right? To expect that everyone is going to follow them the way you are trying to follow them. But I would say don't support anyone who isn't following something along those lines, right? I mean, you know the yamas and niyamas. They are clear to you, but you also know that they are very much in alignment with a lot of other cultures and philosophies, right? Same, right? Just as you hold yourself to that standard, so should you expect others to follow an ethical format. And if they aren't there, then what's the point? moving a bit now. Let's get back into movement. Coming up to a seat, we'll bring hands together. Deep breath in and breath out. Thank you for taking some time today for yoga, for sharing it with me, and I hope you have a really great day. Namaste. Thank you. I'm really sorry. I'm losing my voice here a little bit. I I was just thinking actually the other day how great it has been because I haven't been teaching as many classes as I normally do. Normally, I do have some bouts of uh, throat problems and laryngitis just from all the talking, right? Um, but I haven't, except for right now. But I think it's just because I need to drink some water. I'm not really sure. All right. I'm gonna do 5 minutes of meditation, even though I know we're a little over. But I'm going to do it anyway. So if you have an extra 5 minutes, if you don't, then you can go. Of course, you can always go if you're in a hurry and you need to get on to the next thing. That is, goes without saying, right? You got to do what you got to do. See my shirt? Yeah, it's definitely inside out. Okay. Well, there you go. All right. Relaxed. Sitting nice and upright. Shoulders right over the hips. Eyes closed, finding your breath. And we'll begin. Okay, back to regular life. um, Coming back to awareness. Okay, meditation, yoga, two check, two check marks for the day already. Hi, Deb. Yes, I'm glad. Better late than never. I mean, that's how it is, right? Um, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get here because there's something I was supposed to do this morning. Um, so yeah, but I think that's what we try to do. Like I try to have this scheduled every day because I have a feeling, I mean, there's certainly been a couple of days when I couldn't be here, and I'm sure there's been plenty of days when you couldn't be here, but it's an option every day. We may not always get here, but if we try more often than not, then we'll succeed. So, all right, enjoy your day. Wish me luck. Possum hunting. Um, I'll let you know what happens tomorrow. You can find out more about the possum. All right, I'll be back tomorrow.